Blessings and greetings, my angels. It is the weekend. Welcome to Sacred Sagittarius. Angels answers all. Your long-standing, one of your first original Sagittarius only Sagittarius channels here on YouTube, bringing you love, light, and positive energy for the Sagittarius community. Can you believe it? Like a month from now, well, even though our birthday season starts the end of November, still it's almost a month away. We'll be in birthday mode. So definitely you want to be a subscriber on the channel for the different contests and the different content that I usually try to post every day. I give birthday shout outs when I can. So please make sure, just put your name and also your date, your birthday. I don't need the year, just the birthday, so I can give you a shout out on your special day. Okay, cards are blessed and prayed for. This is your general weekend reading. We are removing all negative energy, both in your space and mine. I welcome cross watchers. I welcome everyone here in love and light. General readings are just that. For a more in-depth personal connection to your story, get yourself a personal reading. At this time, I don't do personal readings outside of past clients. I might open that back up in 2025, but it really depends on the magnitude of the volume of likes and the growth in the channel. If I meet my goal of 3,000 subscribers or get back to being monetized, I might open it up to everyone doing private personal readings. But right now, I only do them for past clients. Okay, what is the energies for Sagittarius for this weekend? Let's first tap into what your energy might be like or what you could be going through emotionally. We get inadequate. Did some of you wake up this particular morning, or maybe that's the vibe you've been feeling, like you're struggling to go uphill, you don't feel worthy, you feel inadequate, maybe you're judging yourself based upon society or social media stance. There are times when, you might feel incompetent or ill-equipped for this journey of life because you're listening to other people or you're judging yourself based upon other people's values. You have to live in your own truth and your own prosperity and do what's best for you. Also, with the card of loving, you should never feel inadequate because Sagittarius, we're a very loving and passionate sign. And even though sometimes love doesn't work for us the way that we want it to, you do have intimate, passionate, romantic memories, and you will definitely have some to come in the future. Finally, with the card of feeling free, a reminder, Sagittarius, that your happiness and the love that you have inside for you and the love that you can share and give others really comes from your independent, loving, free spirit. So remain unburdened, even with the stresses of life and the shortcomings of your relationships, and even the moments when you might feel inadequate. Know that you are free to love, free to soar. You are free every day to wake up and try again. So I love that. Our next card is Find Healing and Messages in Nature. If you're into birds, or if you live in a country where you might happen to have a robin landing outside your window, it could be a sign that you're missing a loved one, or a breeze kicking up just as you contemplate a career change, as a saying scrawled in the sand on the beach that speaks to your soul, or a puppy yapping happily when you tell a friend you're getting hitched, or healing intuitive messages. So this is a reminder today to find healing messages in nature. There are signs out there that you might see and feel every day, but if you're not tapping into your intuitive self, you're going to miss them. For an example, a robin landing outside your window. That could be the sign of a loved one coming to visit you because they know you miss them. Or the breeze kicking up just as you contemplate a career change. Could be that activity is going to take place in that. Or a random saying scrawled in the sand on the beach that speaks to your soul. Like maybe it could be someone's name or a particular saying, or a vibe, just something that's written in the sand that you associate with. And also, a puppy yapping happily when you tell a friend you're getting hitched. Dogs love unconditionally, and dogs are very honest. So your dog wagging their tail, that's a sign of approval, a sign of joy, an intuitive sign that you are connecting with the right one. A suggestion for you this weekend is to provide a protective nest for yourself. Snuggle into a cozy, calm vibe. Maybe get some books, surround yourself with some music and movies, maybe visit some places or get involved in some conversations, and definitely get involved in experiencing things. Create a buffer between yourself and stress or drama, even in your own thoughts, because sometimes the dramas can come from within. Cocoon to protect your sensitive, nervous, and psychic systems, and your intuition will sprout. They will soar. So sometimes we do need to protect our psyche. We need to protect our chakras. We just need to protect our overall mental energy so that we can tap within and receive the messages and love that life has for us. Let's go to my Tigris Tell It Oracle. When we pray for others, we pray for ourselves. A reminder to pray every day. Pray for your life, pray over your life, but more importantly, try to pray for others and mention others. And when you do pray for others, in a way, it is like you're praying for yourself. You can't lose what wasn't yours or wasn't ever yours or that you never had. Stop crying over spilt milk. Stop being lost in the sauce when it comes to people or friendships or relationships that have left you by, opportunities that no longer are in your grasp. Sometimes we lose things that was never ours to begin with or was never meant to be, and that's the way how you have to look at it. We also get, I have to leave you in order for you to grow. Sometimes we do the leaving, Sagittarius. We do the leaving sometimes to give the person that we love or we're trying to love the opportunity to grow. Because if we stay there and be a constant crutch to them and to become an enabler to them, they will never learn and they will never grow through whatever it is that they have to. And I love that saying, grow through what you go through. That is what we have to allow people to do sometimes. And for many of us, it sometimes means that we have to leave them. Because if we stay there, we give them a false sense of security and the stability, and they never really learn the lessons that they need to learn in life. Look at the energy of the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. As you come through difficulties or challenges, or things might be presented to you that you're not really, too keen with, or you don't agree with, don't back down. Speak your true, Sagittarius, which I'm sure you're not afraid of doing. And don't back away when people are opposing your ideas. Stand up for what you believe is right and what you truly need and desire. With the door, opportunities are awaiting you. So there are doors opening for you. So for those of you who've been patient, I know it's been a little frustrating. Those doors of opportunities are going to come. Maybe a little sooner for some of you than others, but be patient. Finally, with the card hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance, ask for help. This is a sign of a helping hand. There are people out there that genuinely care about you, and it's also a sign that sometimes you can offer a hand to people as well. So have the line of communication and the frequency of openness between you and people so that when you're in a crisis or vice versa, you are there for each other. Let's see what the tarot brings to us. Ooh, okay. The Seven of Swords just wanted to snap out. So, for the Seven of Swords, some of you, be careful this weekend. Someone could be talking about you behind your back or playing some trickery or just not being right. They could be smiling in your face, but behind you, they're talking against you. So, always be mindful of the enemy in your own camp. Could be a family member or friend. Followed by the Eight of Swords. Some of you feel restricted or powerless. Again, that sense of abandonment, or what was the initial card that we got? The feeling of inadequacy ties in. Some of you, because you feel inadequate, you're restricting yourself from life. You're restricting yourself from connections or being out in the crowd or doing or participating in certain things. But these are things that you have imposed on yourself. Sometimes the self restrictions and the denials and the imprisonment that we build from ourselves, from within our own negative thoughts. It's not what other people think of us. It's our own negative thoughts and disbelief that we've built. So stop self-imprisoning yourself. Open up those gates. Go through those open doors, or close whatever doors you need to from the negative things or the haunting past or emotional ties that you have that are still holding you to very bad experiences or very bad relationships. Don't let anyone get that close to you or that involved in your life that they take full control and steal your joy or steal your momentum of life. So whatever it is that you're holding on to that for some reason you can't physically or emotionally let it go, it is keeping you from enjoying life. It is keeping you from moving forward. You've imprisoned yourself and given yourself a sentence without even knowing it, and you've been serving it and living it all this time. So it's time to, bail yourself out and stop being the warding, so to speak, and let God guide you and give you the love and show you the light and the path that is destined for you. Followed by the Nine of Wands. Some of you are definitely, because of all this, sometimes it could be self-hatred, self-disappointment, self-pity, that you don't sleep well, you are suffering with a lot of anxiety. You might feel that you're under the attack. There might be just too much for you to bear with. You're worrying about a particular situation, if not many situations. And when reality, all these things that you're worrying about, again, is self-imposed issues. You're magnifying issues to a greater significance or importance of what they really are. Sometimes we make and escalate situations or disagreements with people into big things when they're really not that difficult. They're really not that big of a matter. But we make it and we give it that energy and we feel it to be. The bottom of the deck, we end with the Six of Swords. Some of you are on the move, though. You're slowly snapping out of it. You're slowly seeing the self-sabotage. And I think that's the best word that you're doing to yourself. You can self-heal or you can self-sabotage. So you have to make the decision on what fits you and what direction of life you want to be. Do you want to be a healer and help others and live life and feed off the positive energy and growth that you have within you? Or do you want to sit and be depressed and take on bad vices or bad addictions and bad company because of your self-pity or your self-doubt or holding on to past failures? We're all going to fail at things in life. We're not made perfect. We have good and bad in us. We have right and wrong, right? So we see black and white, the positive and the negative. But through it all, as a Saggy, I feel our spiritual love for life, our spiritual strength within us, and who we are as a Sagittarius brings us to a higher level of understanding and healing to fight against the toxicity, not to keep us down on that low vibration. So let's move on out of this negative energy, this self-pity, this being in denial, this being alone, feeling that you're not worthy, that you're not enough. Let's get out of this somber mood and let's recover and restore. I think that's the best thing that you could do this weekend or for any time in your life along your journey, is to recover and restore. Okay, a few more cards before we close. We get collect moments, not things. It's nice to have beautiful things. I'm not saying that it isn't, but there's attachment to those things in a sense. But when you collect moments, those are memories that last you a lifetime. Things can be broken, things, fall out of fashion, they fall out of like, but the memories that you have, that is something that will live with you for eternity. So try to start collecting moments and not things. Also, we get the best view comes from the hardest climb. Sometimes what we think we see right in front of us, we're too close to see it really. But when you stand back, you can really appreciate life, the people, and everything that we've done and achieved from a distant view. So if you're too close to a situation or you're too close to a person where you're not accepting or appreciating what that person or what that situation means to you, stand back, take a further view, and watch how far your right, like the panorama view, right? The panoramic view, how it widens your scope and understanding of this person and your appreciation, not only your appreciation of life itself, but like it says, the best view comes from the hardest climb. It's not the easy things that we get in life that we appreciate. It's the struggles that we get through because they give us the biggest lessons. And then finally, with the cards, we get live more and worry less. Definitely something that we should do. Continue to live more and worry less. And I hope if you haven't been living more, that for this new birthday season coming up, And I'm going to just throw this one in because it was right behind it. And I think that has a lot to do with living more and worrying less. Is we rise by lifting others. As you become less worried and you get back in the thrill of life, the thrill of love, and you do live more, you're going to find yourself reaching out to other people, meeting new people, getting new ideas, thriving in what we call this world of life. And with that, your ability to love, your psychic and your spiritual gifts are going to rise. And in that rise, you will help others to rise. And life can only get better as we lift others up. And that's something that God wants us to do as being his angels, as being his healers and light workers, to help people who are struggling, help people who are homeless, help people who don't have a voice. So we rise all together when we can all stand together. And if we don't, we will all fall together. So let's remember our purpose and our zest and appeal for life, and never, never give up, and never stop loving. In the close, at the bottom of this deck, we get release your inner rebel. Be yourself, Sagittarius, and create your own universe. Like one of the earlier cards said, don't take no for an answer. Continue to fight for what you believe in. Don't let anyone deter you from what you're fighting for or what you're striving for. Enter the temple of truth and learn to value it. Maybe this is a time in life where many of you need to focus on the truth and actually live the truth and live the life that you've been advocating, or show people what truth really looks like. So like the saying says, don't walk the walk. No, don't talk the walk, but walk the walk. That type of energy. And then finally, cross the bridge of happiness. It leads over the depths of your emotions. For many of you, you see yourself heading in a direction towards happiness, towards that happy wife, happy life, the happy home, the laughter of children, the laughter of friends and family and getting together. We have these beautiful seasons where family comes together, to the biggest seasons or holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving. So this is a time for many of you to find your way home, find your way back to Abuela's house, or to your tia, your tio's house, or to your grandma's house, or your nona's house. It's time to find yourself back home to your family, to your niece, your nephews, your children, your stepchildren, your grandchildren. It's time to come back and connect as a family. So if you've been distant from your family, or there's a little bit of strife going on, or this one's not talking to that one, let's start to close that gap and bring the connection of family. We're all getting older. We don't know. Life is so crazy. We're here one moment and gone the next. Let's close that gap of separation and let's celebrate life, not only just for the holidays, but every day. Let's check in on our relatives and vice versa. Let's do those mental checks and well checks on them. And let's just make sure that everybody that we love, everybody that we desire and that we consider family and that is part of our life, let's just make sure that they're all good. In closing, your spiritual message for today is talking about faith and prayer. True prayer occurs when we ignore the worldly things. It happens when we connect to the divine within us, and also when we communicate with God. When we think of ourselves as good servants, we give our whole being, our spirit, our actions, and our decisions. This is true prayer. In religion, you have to separate what was taught by Jesus from who Jesus is. Then you will know the good news that comes from love. To lie to another is bad, but worst of all is to lie to yourself, especially in the area of faith. Let your faith guide you. Let your faith, again, show you to love, help you to gain back your strength, your ability to love, and most of all, to love yourself. The energy started out with some of you feeling kind of somber, because some of you feeling like you're not worthy. And if you're being bullied, or if people are teasing you, again, or taking advantage of you in a situation, please don't give them your energy. Don't give them your time. Know your worth, Sagittarius. You're a child of God. You're a gift to God, and you're a gift to the world. Thank you for watching. Namaste.